This is a quick look at file types in Microsoft Excel and what the different file types mean and which type of file you should use when you're saving your documents in Microsoft Excel. So right now I'm actually in a macro enabled file type, which is .xlsm. So if you're ever using macros or you use macros or there's a macro in a file type, it'll show up as XLSM or you'll need to save it as XLSM in order for those macros to run. So you go File, Save As, and we're going to just save this in our desktop. So macro tutorial.xlsm. So we save it. Great. Now, anytime we open up that workbook or someone else opens that Excel file, the macros will be there in the file and we'll be able to run. So if we go Save As and we actually just want to do it as a more standard file type from Microsoft Excel, which is just the standard .xlsx, we'll try that. We'll try and say this is a macro tutorial. We'll save. And now it gives us this warning. Visual Basics macros will be removed if you save this file format. Are you sure you want to use this file format? So again, if you don't save it as that .xlsm, the macros will be removed. You won't be able to use them or access them anytime you open this file going forward. So yeah, we'll say save it as that. So now we have .xlsx, and we'll save this as just a file type tutorial. So again, it's going to say that thing. So now if we open up the file we just saved, when we go back into this developer tab and go into the macros, there's not going to be any macros there because we didn't save it as a .xlsm file. So the other file types, .xlsx, is kind of the most standard file type. It's just a newer version of the .xls, which again, as if you go into here, you can save as .xls, which is just going to be Excel versions 97 to 2004 workbook. Any files that are .xls will be able to be opened by newer version of Excel, but if there are any certain functions or things within your .xlsx file that someone with an older version of Excel is trying to open, some things might not work. So if you want to make it backwards compatible, you would save it as .xls file. But hopefully people aren't using Excel that's that outdated anyways, so you should be good just sticking with .xlsx file. The next type, I mean, you can save it. You see there's a lot of file types here. One of the more common file types is just a .csv file. So let's save this as a .csv file and see what happens. So we're going to save it, .csv. It cannot be saved, so we're getting a warning that it cannot be saved because it contains multiple sheets. And so part of a CSV file is that it can only contain one sheet down here. So if you have multiple sheets and you want to save it, CSV isn't going to be probably the right thing. A lot of times if you save as a CSV, what it will do is it'll make it a really small file, which, you know, Excel files in general are pretty small anyways, so it's not, you probably don't have to worry about that too much. But a lot of times if you're uploading data to, let's say, a platform online, maybe like an email program like MailChimp or MyEmma, it will actually want you to upload them as a CVS because it's going to pull data and it doesn't want all the formatting that you have in there. It's gonna be programmed, so you have to save it as a CSV before you upload it. So we'll go cancel. We'll just like delete one of these sheets in here, and then we're gonna save it as a CSV and see how it looks. So save as CSV, save. We're gonna say continue. Now nothing's gonna change initially when we save it. You know, it'll look all the same. And so you're like, well, what's the difference between a CSV? Well, let's close this and actually open up this CSV file. So we'll just save. And then when we open up the CSV file, as you can see, it has removed the bold, the underline, and kind of stripped down to a really plain version of all of the data that we have in here. So you're going to lose formatting. You'll keep the data in the cells hopefully for the most part, but all of your formatting is going to be gone. And yeah, so just keep note of that when you're saving as CSV. Same with if you save as a TXT file, tab delimited. This is again common if you're uploading Excel documents into platforms that need to be tab delimited. So that is just it's a way that the programming looks up information in a file, and there's tabs in between the different cells, and so you can save it as TXT, and we'll save that. And what that's going to do is, again, it's kind of like a CSV, but you can actually open this. Then let's see if I open it with my text edit app. You open it and you can see now it's saved this in a tab delimited file, so there's tabs between each of the cells. So again, the most common file type is probably going to be that you're saving .xlsx. If you have a macro within your document, you're going to want to save it as .xlsm to have that macro enabled when people open up that file in the future. .xls is just an older version of Microsoft Excel, and then .csv and .txt tab delimited file, both are going to be used a lot of times when you're uploading data into either an online platform or some kind of database or platform that wants a really stripped down version of your data. So hope that helps, and just keep that in mind when you're saving file types in Microsoft Excel.